This is Neural Newscast.
Here is what matters this morning.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Noah Feldman.
And I'm Evelyn Hartwell.
United States immigration authorities are expanding enforcement at airports through a new partnership between the TSA and ICE. The White House is reportedly pressuring the agency to reach 2,000 arrests daily, which is a significant increase from recent averages.
These arrests are increasingly targeting individuals who are following legal immigration processes. In Chicago, a public school's custodian named Josue Pire-Hidalgo was recently detained by ICE during a scheduled asylum appointment with his family.
Pire-Hidalgo and his wife have valid work permits, social security numbers, and no criminal records. Evelyn, the family was surprised when only Josue was taken into custody after they turned in their paperwork.
The Department of Homeland Security is leveraging airport data more than ever to boost these numbers. Last month, ICE recorded more than 56,000 arrests, averaging about 1,500 people taken into custody every day.
While Operation Midway Blitz ended last year, enforcement activity remains high at transit hubs and county courthouses. Many individuals being detained have pending cases but do not yet have permanent legal residency status.
This heightened activity has left many immigrant communities on edge. Pire-Hidalgo remains in ICE custody, while his wife has been required to wear an electronic ankle monitor for at least 1 year.
Advocates like Brandon Lee from the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights say the enforcement just looks different now. It may not be as brazen as previous years, but the pace of arrests is accelerating.
The government maintains that most of those arrested entered the country illegally or overstayed visas. However, the cases involving legal work permit holders suggest a broader net is being cast in this new enforcement phase.
Turning now to the Southern District of New York, where attorneys for Luigi Mangione are meeting with federal prosecutors tomorrow. The conference is scheduled for 11 a.m., amid reports of a potential plea agreement.
Mangione is accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He currently faces 2 federal stalking charges, each of which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison.
A plea deal in federal court could have major implications for his separate state murder trial scheduled for September. Evelyn, legal experts suggest a guilty plea could trigger double jeopardy protections under New York law.
If the federal prosecution is completed, the state may be prohibited from prosecuting the same matter based on the same facts. Manhattan prosecutors may argue their case is distinct enough to proceed regardless.
Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all charges so far. Friday's hearing with United States Attorney Jamie McDonald will be the first clear signal of whether both sides can reach a compromise.
Meanwhile, the defense has consistently argued that Mangione should not be tried in 2 different courts for the same event. This Friday's conference could effectively decide the path for both upcoming trials.
In other news, Air India is initiating mandatory drug testing for all pilots following a serious safety incident on a flight from Phuket. The move goes beyond the current regulatory requirement of testing only 10% of crew.
That incident occurred on August 4th, when a flight to Delhi suddenly lost 300 feet of altitude. A preliminary report indicates a senior pilot on that flight subsequently tested positive for marijuana use.
Both pilots have been removed from duty, pending a full investigation by Indian and French air safety agencies. Starting today, pilots at the airline's budget arm, Air India Express, will also face mandatory testing.
This policy change arrives as the airline attempts to repair its reputation after a 2025 crash in Ahmedabad. That disaster resulted in 260 deaths and prompted a change in leadership with new CEO Tewolde Gebremariam.
Air India stated in a memo that the testing will occur during training sessions and at briefing centers. They aim to provide maximum reassurance to passengers and stakeholders regarding their professionalism and safety standards.
The testing program covers both illegal substances and medications prohibited under aviation regulations. It is one of the most comprehensive screening programs ever implemented by a major international carrier.
Next, a Los Angeles County grand jury has indicted Nick Reiner on murder charges for the deaths of his parents. The indictment, unsealed yesterday, includes a special allegation that he was lying in wait.
The allegation of lying in wait suggests premeditation and could make the 32-year-old eligible for the death penalty. Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner were killed in their Brentwood home last December.
Nick Reiner entered a not guilty plea and is currently represented by a public defender. However, he is petitioning the court to access at least $1.5 million from his parents' trust fund.
He wants to use those funds to rehire high-profile defense attorney Alan Jackson. Trustees have so far denied the request, leading to a scheduled court hearing on the matter next week.
District Attorney Nathan Hochman called the case a profound betrayal of trust. Prosecutors have remained silent about a possible motive, and most evidence has been kept under a court order until now.
The grand jury process allowed the prosecution to skip a public preliminary hearing. This move keeps the evidence shrouded in secrecy as the case moves toward a potential trial date.
The sober indictment notes that a knife was the deadly weapon used in the attack. Reiner previously co-wrote the film Being Charlie with his father, which focused on his struggles with addiction.
His siblings have reportedly stopped funding his defense, which prompted the current legal battle over the trust assets. A judge will decide next week if the money can be used while the murder case proceeds.
Here is what else we're watching. Tomorrow morning, federal prosecutors and the defense for Luigi Mangione will meet to discuss the potential plea deal that could reshape his state murder trial.
At Air India, the deadline for all budget armed pilots to begin mandatory drug screenings is today. This marks the start of an industry-leading safety initiative at briefing centers and training academies.
Finally, a hearing is set for next week regarding the Reiner family trust. The court will determine if Nick Reiner is entitled to millions in assets to pay for his private legal counsel.
This has been Neural Newscast. Thanks for listening.
I'm Noah Feldman.
And I'm Evelyn Hartwell.
Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.